Hello, today I'm going to show you how to program an AHT Home Automation Hub using an Android cell phone. First thing to do is to download the app. You can get it on Google Play by using your camera to scan this QR code. Or you can simply search for it by typing connector. You'll find it here in list. It's motor that talks back. Select and install. When the installation is complete, open the app to proceed to the next step. In this case, my username and password are already here, but normally you're going to click on sign up, input your email address, and put in a password. Once you've confirmed that password, you'll get an email to that email address congratulating you for creating an account. Next, sign in. As long as the app is installed and you don't log out, you will remain signed in. The next step is to take your connector out of its packaging and connect it to a 5-volt, 1000 milliamp or 1 amp power source. Most cell phone chargers will do. You can also alternatively plug it into a computer or a router. That'll provide enough power as well. When you first plug it in, you're going to see this either flashing light purple or flashing red. That tells you that it's either impairing or it's not connected to your current Wi-Fi network. It's important to have your Wi-Fi network information, including the name and password. So now the first step is to go to location. You either add a new location for this new one, or you can modify an existing one. In this case, I'm going to modify this one and create the location AHT HQ. If you have location available on your cell phone, it will automatically populate where you are. In this case, it's at our Naples Janes Lane headquarters. Select it from that menu and then add new bridge. Remember that this only works with 2.4 gigahertz signals. It does not work with with 5 gigahertz signals. Select your Wi-Fi and put in your password. Once you put in your password, it'll move on to the next step, which asks you to press this button here for 2 seconds. If your light was shining red, it will now go to purple. If it was purple, do this step anyway, and it will just go red momentarily and then back into purple. Press next, and it'll ask you to go into your settings menu. Under network, select the connector. This is going to create its own Wi-Fi signal now, which you'll be able to connect to but won't get internet through. And once you've done that, return to the connector app. This is where most installations have trouble. This is the status indicator. Constant blue is what we want to see. Light flashing yellow or green is good as well. That tells you that it's progressing in the right direction. We've made it to blue, so we're connected. This can take up to 60 seconds. If it does fail, check your Wi-Fi password first. Enter a bridge name. In this case, I'm going to call it AHT bridge. Now that you've entered the bridge name, you can update the firmware. It's recommended that you do this so that you have the most up-to-date security features and user features. The last step of the firmware update is to reboot. So you'll see this light go to red while the update is rebooting. It should ultimately reconnect and show a blue steady signal. In the meanwhile, you can go back and you can add a room, or you can go directly to adding a device. In this case, let's go to a device and just add a radio motor. What we have here is a roller shutter in the showroom. I have the remote for that shutter. Most of the time it's going to be easier to program something by the remote as opposed to programming by the motor. Select your bridge and select by remote. You can also do this with wall remotes, but you have to take the front panel off. So now that you have this set up, press P2 in the back twice. It's easy to do with a pen or with a paper clip, and you will hear two beeps, a beep each time you press it. And press next. It's important for the remote to be near the Wi-Fi hub when you do this. Blue light is what we're looking for. That'll mean that we have successfully paired. Next, hold the stop button. That will be the center button, and press next for about 3 seconds. This will go into pairing again and turn to blue when it's complete. Let go, and you've successfully set up your device. You can now name it. Take a picture of it, assign a picture of it, and connect it to a room. So now we have to go and create a room. You can add a new room here. We're going to call it Showcase. And you can select something for that room as well, or you can take a picture by pressing this button above. And I'm going to enter my device, click on Settings, and select the room. Here you have the option of adding a new timer or deleting this device. Now I've assigned that device into this room. I can click on it, see it available, and you'll hear it operating when I press these buttons. This app will function as your remote. So as long as this Wi-Fi hub is connected to the internet successfully, and this light is blue, and your cell phone on which this app is installed has internet, you can control that shutter from anywhere in the world.